present to you the author of Politics and Pasta, and mine and yours favorite mayor, Vincent A. Buddy Cianci Jr.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Boy, after that speech, I think he thinks I'm going to run for something. But I don't think so. I enjoy my new life as a radio talk show host because I get to talk to most of you every single day. You know, when you write a book, it's like kind of going to Montelillo's and Russ Boyle's at the same time because your whole life flashes before you. And I thought about writing a book when I was in the federally funded gated community. But I thought that there wasn't enough closure, that I had to complete that cycle of my life before I could really sit down and put a pen to paper. And it's really hard to write a book. And when you get your copy and you take it home and you read it, you'll see that it isn't an autobiography. It doesn't start off with, you know, I was born on April 30th, 19, whatever. It doesn't say that. What it does do is tell some humorous stories, and I hope you do have a lot of fun. I'll never forget, and it's in the book, the first day I was in office. And I was totally impressed, and I say in the book that if I had known what it was to be mayor when I walked into the office the first day, I probably wouldn't have voted for myself. Because the job was very intimidating, and I didn't know a lot about it. I just knew that I had a lot of heart and a lot of spirit, and that I could make it happen if I tried. And I realized then that you can have all the vision in the world, but without action, it's just a daydream. And all the action in the world without vision is a nightmare. I remember this building is in the book. Back in the late 70s, the fellow who owned this building was B.A. Dario. Some of you might remember him. He ran the track and Castle and all those. And he wanted to tear this building down. It was the Ocean State Theater. And then the part in the book that you really like is when they finally struck a deal, and this non-profit group with city support could buy this place and save it. Dario looked at me, he was in my office, and he said, "What about my other $40,000 dollars?" And I said, "What $40,000? And he said, "They promised me $40,000, $1,000 a day to negotiate." So I said, "Well, I'll call Mr. Miller back." He was the head of Textron. And he first went to her and swear. He swore, "I never said that, blah, blah, blah." So I told Derry, they don't know anything about this $40,000. He said, "The deal's off. I'm tearing the theater down, blah, blah, blah." I said, "You wouldn't do that." He said, "Have you ever heard of the RKOLB? I tore that one down." I said, "Oh, okay." So I said, "How about if I give you half of it? I'll give you the $20,000. He said, "How can you do that?" And I said, "I'll make you the city consultant on the arts." Dario, the guy who ran the horse track. And now see, that's what I should have gone to jail for. But anyway, and then the rest was history. Lynn Singleton and Alan Chile and Donna Santos and the complete staff here, they've turned this place into a world-class entertainment facility that's known all over the United States of America. Anyway, this is a book that takes me on a journey from Silver Lake, middle-class home, all the way through a Tony, boarding school, all the way to an enlisted man, a college to an enlisted man in the Army, and then an officer, and then to the mayor's office in the streets of Providence, and also I was able to sleep at Windsor Castle. I've been able to have dinner in the White House, and also have a cell at Fort Dix. I learned one thing, that good judgment comes from experience, but experience comes from bad judgment. And sometimes we make mistakes in life. Some of those are documented. No one is perfect. But I will tell you that I never once regretted the fact that I ran for mayor, that I became mayor, and that I wanted to do a good job. And I think that in closing, that I can tell you that I tried to do my best. That's what's in the book. And I think perseverance was a quality that I think I enjoyed, because I certainly didn't have a lot of the other qualities, but I did have perseverance. In closing, let me say, people ask me all the time, what are the What's the contribution that you've made to the city? Is it a mall, and a lot of people in this room have a lot to do with that, or is it a skating rink, or a zoo, or historic preservation, whatever? None of those things. They all contributed. The biggest thing that I think that we all did together, who worked for me in the city of Providence, and even those who worked with me on the radio, is that we brought really the self-esteem of the people from levels that they never thought that they could achieve too. In other words, everybody before said they were ashamed or they didn't like what was going on in their city. And when we left, people had a great, great expectation, and they also had a greater self-esteem, and they were proud to come from the city. Those are the stories, some of the stories that are in the book. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you all very much for coming, and have a good time.